Here are your Court News Ohio top stories in 5 minutes. The Ohio Supreme Court indefinitely suspended Cincinnati attorney Robert Hoskins for sharing fees with an unauthorized legal referral service. The nonprofit referral service wasn't regulated by Ohio and therefore didn't qualify for the fee-sharing agreement, the court ruled on June 28th. The justices, in a 4-3 decision, also determined that Hoskins lied on court forums about being a partner in a law firm after that firm had closed, misrepresented several clients, and engaged in dishonest conduct. The 3 dissenting justices said they would have disbarred Hoskins. Hamilton County Common Pleas Court Judge Robert Ruhlman lacked authority to interfere with a Kentucky court's order directing a former attorney to pay $42 million to members of a class action lawsuit, the Ohio Supreme Court recently ruled. The members said they didn't receive their full settlement payments from former attorney Stanley Chesley, who had practiced in both Ohio and Kentucky. The court vacated Judge Ruhlman's orders and said he shouldn't have protected Chesley from returning the settlement funds for those claiming to be injured by the former diet drug Fen-Phen. Chesley was disbarred for his role in the settlement in Kentucky. He later retired from practicing law in Ohio. As an adult guardian, Sonia Evans cares for her wards like she does her roses, tending to them with the utmost devotion.
It's become such a huge need because families have dispersed and are not involved very often anymore, and people are left alone, and so many of them just need a friend and need somebody to make sure that they're well cared for, that they're being medically treated correctly, that they're leading as great a quality of life as possible, and that's our job.
Evans is just one of nearly 11,000 guardians who took a 6-hour fundamentals course provided by the Ohio Supreme Court. It's a new course required by rules that went into effect last June. The court's Judicial College prepared the mandatory one-time course, which serves both attorneys and laypersons.
Education is a tremendous tool and serves a role to really help equip and prepare and those guardians in this case to provide the best care and management of those individuals in their care.
Other guardianship rules that took effect last year include probate courts adopting local rules to address emergency guardianship procedures and to establish a complaint process, and requiring guardians to take 3 hours annually of continuing education. Toll said the Judicial College this month released the first of 2 continuing education courses offered for adult guardians. She said the college plans to add new courses each year to satisfy guardian-specific needs. Local courts can also provide or approve other education classes for guardians. Evans said the rights of adults under guardians' care should be the same in every Ohio county. She has worked with 4 adults and 10-plus years as a volunteer guardian through the Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging. The agency's volunteer guardian director, Julia Knack, is part of a committee that helped develop the state's guardianship rules. She said the rules were 8 years in the making.
There were a lot of us who cared very deeply about reforming the guardianship work. I was very happy to see the rules adopted, and I think the commitment of the Supreme Court and of the probate courts I work with has been remarkable. Guardianship is a difficult job, and people need to be educated.
Knack already trains more than 100 guardians through her volunteer program, but said it's a wonderful beginning to help guardians understand what their responsibilities are and what the best practice is through the Judicial College courses.
I'm just thrilled that people have the support and the information they need because of how serious a responsibility this is. And it feels to me like people are taking the person under guardianship more seriously, understanding there's a real human life behind this court appointment, and that person is vulnerable and needs to be supported.
Evans visits the person under her legal care about once a week. She offers this advice to anyone considering getting into guardianship.
I tell them that they're going to learn a lot, that they're going to provide a service that's absolutely essential, that they're going to fall in love with the person that they're serving, and that they're going to get a lot of satisfaction out of being able to help the people that they're serving.
The National Center for State Courts estimates that there are about 40,000 Ohioans who need or have guardians across the state. That's a look at Court News Ohio's top stories. Visit courtnewsohio.gov for the latest headlines on Ohio's courts.